toss it? Can you toss it?
What the hell kind of movie did you put on the schedule, Chris? I'm holding you responsible if I have a terrible time, or if I have too good a time. Also, movie opens with the rules of a male strip club for no other reason that I can think of other than we really need to issue a warning to the people who accidentally walked into this auditorium after buying tickets to Ted or Medea's Witness Protection.
Last one, ladies. Can you toss it?
I don't think these ladies are paying attention. Either that or they're not taking this quiz seriously. Well, this is what you came to see, right? Channing Tatum's. Take a good look because you ain't seeing anything else from him except another brief butt shot way later in the movie, and it barely registers half a chub. Scene does not contain what happened last night.
Wait, you made that? You should sell these things.
Thanks, exposition girl. 40 seconds of just driving.
1 Pepsi a day, read the cooler.
Boss has a 1 Pepsi a day rule when the rule should be 0 Pepsis a day. Sudden car trouble out of nowhere allows these two to become stripper bros. So 9 minutes in, don't you feel like you just got tricked into watching an art film about construction workers? Or an origin story about the village people?
Wait. Hey, remember what I said?
Was she not drinking this beer the whole time? Did you not see her order it and drink most of it already? This guy is not only a dick to girlfriends, he's a dick to being observant.
I can't drive tonight. I've been driving all weekend.
I'm sorry.
I'm actively rooting for all three of these fuckers to fail at whatever. How big is this city that it has a thriving nightclub and strip club scene, but is also small enough for these two fuckers to run into each other twice on the same day?
Is it free? Don't worry, man. You're gonna earn your keep.
The guy who should be suspicious of this remark is not remotely suspicious of this remark.
Who do we have to get a fucking drink?
Me, please?
Okay, first sin is for the ultra-hot girls at the club talking like this. Second sin is for the guy sliding in with the me please bullshit. And the third sin is for that bullshit working. Jesus, this movie is so bereft of male stripping, my sympathetic lady boner is already shriveled up.
Why don't you come down and see the show?
This is the male version of the hot girls who come up to talk to you and you realize all they want to do is hand out Jack Daniels t-shirts.
One thing about Waffle House is you ain't gotta worry about the teeth.
Or you gotta worry about the Waffle House to begin with, and why you're going after it when you could be masturbating. Penis bumping.
I don't know what the is. It's just G. It's basically like getting drunk without all the calories.
You mispronounced raped. Almost 20 years after Dazed and Confused, directors are still indulging Matthew McConaughey's all right. It takes 21 minutes for Mike to be magic. So, from Step Up to this movie, eh? What percentage of Channing Tatum's film career is owed, at least in part, to his ability to dance sexy dance moves? It's Raining Men cliche. Oh, sure, I do this at a Denny's and get the cops called on me. Channing Tatum does it at a sleazy male strip club at which he's an employee and it's all okay. Channing Tatum can get away with anything. Adam gets infected with Nomi Malone disease. Is that the dude from CSI Miami? I guess they should call this Cock Scene Investigation Tampa before they move to Miami and call it CSI Miami again. Women are probably feeling all empowered by this male stripper movie making so much bank at the box office, and they probably should be, but I'd like to point out at the 24-minute mark, all the major characters we've met thus far are men. His stripper routine mirrors his day job. Now that's stripper synergy, or strippergy. Look, in a public simulated blowjob, absolutely no one wins. So this is what these ladies came to see? The immaculate chests of the dancers? Because I haven't seen one of these guys go full Monty yet, and that's a ripoff for a $15 advance ticket. Shadow penis of hugeness. Almost 15 years after his arrest for doing this, directors are still indulging Matthew McConaughey's playing bongos for the neighbors thing.
I'm working on something ready yet.
None of the dancers can even fake a routine to make up for the guy who can't do it, forgetting that they're at a strip club where all the ladies want to see is some male chest and maybe a bulge or two and they're happy. But honestly, it's just some bullshit to get Adam up on stage.
You want me to come up with something?
Mike decides to force Adam to go on stage, something that Dallas allows for some reason, despite not even wanting him to work here tonight because he's under 21. Any asshole could have done something like this and it would have been okay. But character development as stripper is character development.
There's dangerous shit you pulled tonight, throwing that kid out on the plank like that.
It worked though, didn't it?
Dallas, you act like you're not the owner of this place. Mike, you act like none of the other strippers could have gone out there and did anything and gotten the exact same reception. Cameraman fails at his job. Movie cheats when it tries to copy the Spider-Man kiss. Dear John, stop jumping into the water to impress girls. Signed, your ex-wife from Dear John.
I manage a few businesses.
Sure, cool.
The original cut of this film had the narrator popping in here to say, these two are totally going to bone.
You are the man! On the stage, thousands of women.
That club we saw holds, at most, 100 to 200 women.
Concentrate.
Movie that is trying its damnedest to make me uncomfortable has succeeded. Manty shopping.
You got a lot of work to do, so don't quit your day job just yet.
You mean that day job as a roofer? And we haven't seen either of you go back to since the stripping started in this movie? That day job? I guess people are this stupid, so it's not the movie's fault, but damn. Accidentally leaving your stripper clothes out so your sister can see them is definitely a sin. I mean, just put those anywhere, asshole.
I'll be out in a minute, please. 1 sec.
Adam, I need to fucking talk to you.
Apparently the discovery of stripper clothes means you can't wait until someone's out of the bathroom to talk to them about it.
It's for work, okay?
What do you mean it's for work? How could it possibly be for work?
And that's apparently where the argument ended and nothing else was ever said. Okay, so either he told his sister where he worked and she still came and yet she's still disgusted, or she somehow followed him or tracked him to his workplace because she was so worried about the leg shaving incident. Either way, sin.
You better take care of him, Mike.
You don't even know this dude! Why would you A, think you can trust him with this task, or B, think he'd be trustworthy with any task? Oh, hey, you work here at the place I disapprove of with my brother, and I met you one time. I'm putting it all on you, f***er. These ladies look genuinely delighted to be thrown sweaty pants.
Mr. Magic, Mike.
Roll credits. Also, doesn't this feel like an 80s movie somehow squeezed into modern cinema? It's that cocktail rags to riches entertainer thing that Showgirls was trying to parody, right? I'm guessing Tom Cruise is one of those dancers, Val Kilmer or Anthony Michael Hall is the other. Think about it, Patrick Swayze would have f***ing killed in the role of Dallas. And the soundtrack, how glorious would that thing have been? I just want to hear the words come out of Steven Soderbergh's mouth that he simply wanted to make another step-up movie just with dogs. You know, for the art. Character throws something random on top of something inside a suitcase that is key to the next scene but blocks your view if you weren't ready for it cliché.
That's a beautiful necklace. Is that vintage?
Oh, it's Marie. So vintage or not, she definitely shoplifted that thing.
Brought the funds from a down payment.
Sorry if these stacks of money smell like sweaty ballsack.
All I'm asking for is a good deal.
If Ricky Dude made $230 in one night of dancing, and you're the star, you probably made over $500 last night, which means you're pulling $2,500 a week at least. That's $8,000 a month, or a salary annually of $92,000. Why do you need a loan?
I'm gonna be at bed at 7 in the morning.
Oh, it's 7 in the morning. I hate fun. Jesus Christ, you better have some epic plans if you're gonna turn your back on a sandbar party.
Somehow, uptight and humorless person is coaxed into getting on a boat early in the morning, just because she's shamed into it.
Let's go out and make the road shake.
Ah, I see this is the section of the movie Zach Braff directed.
I hope I get to meet your kid someday.
She's really standoffish. Like, I think the actress went further with it than the script called for. Why would anybody like her? Here's the July 4th celebration at a male strip club. I see everyone's in their fatigues, but that seems like more of a Memorial Day or Veterans Day celebration. Where are the redcoats? Where's George Washington? Oh, so you don't think George Washington is sexy? That's unpatriotic, man. This guy gives zero shits about this routine. Yeah, sure, that straightens the dollars out, but doesn't really drain all the man grease. You know, with all the various different numbers I've seen these strippers do since Adam first came here, I really do wonder why they couldn't have just done one of those instead of putting Adam on stage. Oh, look, another stripping montage. Yay. Also, male stripping. What do we think of it so far? I think we have enough time to discuss it during this montage. I'm really actually surprised how little nudity there is at these things. It's definitely an R-rated strip club, but it's R-rated for strong language and some suggestive material, more than anything sex-related. Jesus, did she sign an insurance waiver? I don't think she did. This is stupid dangerous. Let me get this straight. This dude was in here with this hot blonde chick and they were f***ing to the hurricane news on TV? That's some f***ed up shit right there. Man, you know, I forgot what month it is. Oh, thanks.
What, do you want some credit?
Are we fighting?
These two have as much chemistry as a couple of trees. Also, after the initial roofing scene, we've not seen him spend one day on any of his businesses, except the failed loan application. No, he's at sandbar parties and house parties and fun parks buying beers at noon. I think I know now why he needs the loan.
Come on, one more. Text, we got a sorority tonight in like a half hour.
A half hour? You live in Tampa, and none of you are showered or dressed or even sober, so you're gonna be late, man.
A sorority?
500 bones. Rubber and
nuts.
That's your freaking sister, man. So yeah, why were dudes invited to this party if male strippers were hired to come crash it? Also, but why are these guys pissed? Think about it, fellas. These two men are strippers. They're not going to sleep with any of these girls. What they are going to do, however, is get them all worked up and horny, and then leave them alone here with all you studs. So turn those frowns upside down. Okay, I realize you don't have much on, but that is still a terrible hiding spot for the tiny bag of drugs. And now the bag's back in his f***ing hand again. And when he puts it on the belt, it's hanging out on purpose. Why the f*** was he even trying to hide it at first?
Don't understand, it has my f***ing pills in!
Why is it that in every one of these types of movies, the downfall is usually drugs? I mean, can't the reason ever be dignity?
You didn't, and you won't.
Movie's central conflict is happening right now, but decides it's time to interrupt that for Adam telling Tobias about losing the pills. And while I agree that's important, shouldn't we keep a little focus here?
You want a bigger piece? Come up with some fresher shit, man. You're not getting any younger.
And that's all they had to say about that. Mike told Dallas that this was some fresher shit, but it pretty much looks like the same old shit. I guess with all the dollar bills flying on stage, we're supposed to think that this does indeed constitute fresher shit.
Unreal. We're gonna get f***ed up tonight.
They're going to get so f***ed up it can only be filmed in black and white.
I can't do this anymore, Adam.
What, finding him OD'd and passed out and driving him home naked? Cause this is the first time that's happened.
You hear me?
Well, maybe the moment he wakes up from his overdose coma isn't exactly the best time for lectures. I'm just saying, if you want it heard and remembered, this beach is completely empty. Have the people who made this movie ever been to Tampa in the summer? Empty beach is my ass. Drug henchman dudes don't blow away Mike when he unthinkingly rushes them in the middle of their ransack job.
What's his hat?
10 grand.
Luckily or unluckily, Mike just happens to have that amount lying around at the house, so he can cover Adam's debt.
I don't know, I can maybe sign over the van. until he can figure out something out.
Figure out something out.
This is really how we're gonna end this? Are you fucking serious?
Who's this movie about? I thought it was the young kid, but every now and then it becomes about these two, who never felt like a decent couple for me to root for anyway. Perhaps because of all the runtime devoted to stripping montages, but I digress.
Yeah, I said everything I needed to say.
Got a lot to say yesterday.
Yesterday? Didn't all this happen just this morning? Even if a day has passed, I am confused.
I promised you that I would take care of him, and I didn't.
You didn't just not take care of him, though, man. You straight up led that horse right to the ecstasy well.
Am I Magic Mike right now talking to you?
Yes? I mean, all we've seen you do is drink, do drugs, everything you see, and party constantly. Just because you have a furniture design dream doesn't mean you're not still a partying man whore.
Job. That's not what I...
In case you were wondering whether this movie even had a script, Channing Tatum's improv skills saved the worst for last to give you that definite no you need for closure on the matter.
Look where I was 3 months ago.
I'd rather not. It'd mean rewinding back through all the stripping montages and terrible romantic chemistry. Also, 3 months! Finally, those unnecessary month-based title cards pay off, right? Dallas is dancing here in the final night in Tampa, but the entire movie hinges on him saying I can't go out there the first night when the dude went down injured, and they had to turn to the kid. And I've been wondering the rest of the movie if Dallas has some injury or something, since he clearly seemed to be a former stripper, and now here he is, just fine. And I guess that first night he refused to dance to save his own show because he'd read the script. Movie decides to make us believe that Dallas's show is so amazing women are throwing not only dollars but themselves on the stage.
Dallas be riding the dude!
Okay, so with Dallas backstage and all the other strippers back here, what the f*** is going on outside? Are women just cheering for an empty stage right now?
And that was really a lot of money. And you did not have to do that.
I didn't do it for him.
What? That sounds amazingly honest, but it's total bullshit.
Do you want to get some food and talk about it?
What, like a date?
Character throws earlier words of another character back in their face in the end cliche.
I can't say anything anymore. I broke up with him.
Well, isn't that convenient? Seriously, I think Soderbergh set out to make the most terrible 80s movie set in modern day possible, and see if anyone noticed. Well, I noticed, Mr. Soderbergh. I f***ing noticed.
That's like 7 hours from now.
Mm-hmm. What could we do with 7 hours?
I mean, right? Nice and neat happy ending here, complete with suggested marathon sex. And as we all know, it works out for the best because Cody Horn is slated to be in Magic Mike XXL. Oh, she isn't? Well, you lied to me, movie. You lied right to my face. Also, she went from I hate you for nearly killing my brother and I'm not into your lifestyle and I have a boyfriend to whatever, I want to f*** you now in like a day. Coming soon, Magic Mike 2, even though he's not a stripper anymore. Is the sequel going to be about his furniture business? Steven Soderbergh directed this. This is like getting Peyton Manning to play for your Pop Warner team.
The Cock Rocky Kings of Tampa! Can you touch it?
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can leave your hat on.
Remember, you don't know where this has been.
Cool mint Listerine. With an exhilarating cool.
I want you here to say the word, equity.
Livin.
They're bigger, faster, stronger, more experienced. And on paper, they're just better. And they know it too. But I want to tell you something that they don't know. They don't know your heart. You can bet your ass that they'll be gritting their teeth with every snap of that football.
Mr. Swope, you're a pornographer. This bank is not in business to support pornography.
Okay, I'm not a pornographer though. I'm an actor. Now, look, this isn't a new business for me. All right, it's a real thing that I want to do. It's a real thing that I can do. Please.